I will never repent. Nothing can change me. Those were the words Lysar said every time someone advised her. Lysar was a beautiful, dark-skinned woman with a figure that made men turn their heads everywhere she walked. Her beauty was sharp like a knife. It cut any man who dared to look at her for too long. From the young age of 16, Lysar entered the street life. By 18, her body count was uncountable. At 22, clubs knew her name more than her own family. She lived like someone who didn't fear life or death. She smoked heavily. She drank until her eyes turned red. She fought at the slightest provocation. People used to say, "If you want trouble, talk to Lysar. If you want war, touch her." And they were right. Lysar swore that she would never repent, never change, never stop living how she wanted. "Repent for what?" she used to say. "This life is mine. No pastor, no parent, no man can change me." Her mother cried. Her sisters begged. Her pastor visited her once, but she told him, "Pastor, if heaven is your own, go and keep it. Leave me alone." From that day, nobody talked to her again. Lysar fought so many times that people lost count, but 3 fights stood out in her history. Fights that made her a legend on the street. It started on a Friday night. The music was loud, drinks were flowing, men were spending money. A girl pushed Lysar accidentally. Lysar turned, placed her hand on the girl's throat and said, "If you touch me again, you will sleep here." The girl slapped her. Nobody had time to count before Lysar removed her shoes and descended on the girl. Tables scattered. Bottles broke. Men rushed to separate them, but Lysar fought like she had a lion inside her. That night she left the club with a cut on her eyebrow, but the girl left with 2 missing teeth. People feared her after that night. The second fight happened because of a man. A woman accused Lysar of stealing her customer. The woman shouted publicly, "Ashawo! You will not take this man from me." Before anyone could blink, Lysar punched the woman so hard that she fell on the ground. The woman's friends rushed to fight Lysar, but Lysar beat all of them. Her wig fell. Her dress tore. Her lip bled. But she didn't stop. That day people said, "If trouble is walking on 2 legs, then trouble's name is Lysar." This fight was worse. A girl insulted Lysar, calling her used and finished. Lysar fought her so violently that both of them destroyed the hotel bed, broke plates and scattered the curtains. The hotel manager banned Lysar from the place for 6 months. People whispered, "One day this girl will kill somebody." But Lysar didn't care. She simply found another hotel. Many men slept with Lysar, but only 3 would remember her for the rest of their lives, because she fought them. Musa. After Musa slept with her, he refused to pay. "I don't have money," he said. Lysar locked the door, grabbed his shirt, and slapped him until his nose bled. "You will pay today," she shouted. Musa paid, both in cash and shame. Toby tried to run away after sleeping with her. He opened the door and attempted to escape, but Lysar chased him outside barefoot, beating him with her slippers while shouting, "You think I am your mate? Pay me." People watched from windows laughing, but Toby wasn't laughing. He paid her the next day with interest. Chaik insulted Lysar after the act, calling her cheap. Lysar threw her bottle at him, and it cut his arm. He cried not because of the injury, but because he realized he had messed with the wrong woman. After that, men always paid Lysar quickly. Nobody wanted drama with her. Lysar saw things in the street life that could turn any normal person around. She saw girls die. Some overdosed on drugs. Some were killed by dangerous clients. She saw friends get diseases. She saw herself almost get arrested. She saw blood, tears, betrayal, danger. But any time she faced danger, she always went back to prostitution. She used to say, "Prostitution is the only life I know. I can't stop." Nothing changed her heart. Not fear. Not sickness. Not warnings. Not dreams. Not near-death experiences. Nothing. One night, Lysar entered a car with a man who offered her a huge amount of money. She didn't know he was connected to organ harvesters. They drove her far away. She slept inside the car because they put something in her drink. When she woke up, she was inside a strange building. Her hands were tied. 3 men stood in front of her with gloves and knives. One said, "This one will fetch good money." Lysar screamed with everything inside her. She kicked. She struggled. She cried. She prayed for the first time in her life. A small window in the room was open. Lysar used all her strength, broke free from the weak rope, jumped through the window, and ran into the night barefoot. The harvesters chased her. Branches cut her skin. Stones injured her feet. But she did not stop. She hid inside a gutter for 6 hours, shaking, crying, and bleeding. By morning, she escaped back into the town. When people heard her story, they said, "Lysar will change now. This kind of experience will humble anybody." Even pastors came to talk to her. But Lysar only laughed and said, "Me. Change. Never." Instead of stopping prostitution, she only changed location. After the organ harvester incident, Lysar stopped walking around the street. She was now afraid of climbing into strangers' cars. So she took a room in a hotel and turned it into her base. She didn't go out anymore. Men came to her instead. She smoked more. She drank more. She slept with more men than ever before. Her beauty was still there, but slowly, the life she lived began to eat her from inside. Her eyes lost their shine. Her skin became rough. Her voice became harsh. Her laughter became fake. But she continued. She lived like a woman who believed nothing bad could ever happen to her again. Then the worst part of her life began. Old age. Age is the enemy of prostitution. Age is the mirror that exposes a woman's past. Age is the slow revenge of the choices you refuse to change. At 42, Lysar still tried to work, but men no longer chased her. Some insulted her. "Auntie, go and rest. You don't have shame. Who will pay for this expired body?" Her heart broke every day. At 46, she could no longer smoke without coughing blood. At 48, her back started hurting. Her knees shook when she walked. Her beauty faded like smoke blowing away in the wind. At 50, she stopped getting customers completely. The hotel manager sent her out. She had no savings. She spent all her money on alcohol, cigarettes, drugs, wigs, and nightlife. She had no children, no husband, no family that still cared, no friends. She was alone. The same streets that once praised her now rejected her. People who once feared her now mocked her. She walked slowly with a bent back, her clothes dirty, her breath smelling of old alcohol. The same girls she used to fight would look at her and whisper, "Look at Lysar. Is this not the same person that was forming queen before?" She heard everything. Every voice stabbed her deeper. Sometimes she would sit on the roadside, crying quietly, asking herself, "Where did my life go?" But she never had an answer. One cold night, Lysar slept under a bridge because she had nowhere to go. Her body shook. Her heart felt weak. Her mind drifted back to her youth. She remembered Musa, Toby, and Chaik. She remembered the fights, the clubs, the smoke, the drinks. She remembered the hotel room. She remembered the organ harvesters. She remembered all the men she gave herself to. But she remembered no moment of peace. The only thing she had plenty of was regret. Tears rolled down her wrinkled cheeks as she whispered, Maybe I should have stopped when I had the chance." But the truth was bitter. It was too late. Her body was tired. Her heart was weak. Her life was empty. That night, as the cold air blew through the bridge, Lysar closed her eyes and slept, not knowing whether she would wake again. Nobody came looking for her. Nobody called her name. Nobody held her hand. She lived alone. She suffered alone. She died alone. When people heard that Lysar had died, some shook their heads sadly. Some said, "She wasted her beauty." Others said, "She wasted her life." A few felt pity for her, but pity cannot change a story that was already written. Her life became a warning, a reminder that choices have consequences, and that the street does not love anybody. People remembered her strength. They remembered her fights. They remembered her name. But nobody could remember a moment when she was truly happy. In her youth she enjoyed pleasure. In her old age she paid for it in full. That was Lysar's story. A story of a woman who swore never to repent, and lived to see the full weight of her choices crush her slowly.